In this video, I'd like to tell you about another experience I had at a gastronomic society in Logroño, Spain. All right, let's do this. Not long ago, I created a video about my first visit to a private gastronomic society in Spain. It'd been a dream of mine for more than a decade to experience this incredible tradition, and it finally happened when I had a 5-hour lunch at La Becada in Logroño. Logroño is the capital of the province of La Rioja and traversed by the Ebro River to the north. It's also famous for being a stopping point along the famous Camino de Santiago. Fast forward 2 years from my first visit, and I was back in Logroño with my northern Spain's Basque Country and La Rioja group. But because La Becada wasn't available on this visit, we pivoted and ended up at another absolutely wonderful private gastronomic society called La Trastienda. My local tour operator, Ramon, has connections throughout Spain, but especially in this region as he's from a village not too far away. And when he learned that La Becada wasn't available, he called on our mutual friend Chus to see if she had any ideas for a society we could visit. After learning of our dilemma, Chus asked her father if he'd mind if she and Ramon brought our group to his society for a visit and lunch. To back up just a bit, Logroño is a wonderful medium-sized city that's very walkable and has plenty of open spaces and a great indoor-outdoor market. As in most cities, there are plenty of street musicians and other performers trying to earn a few coins from passers-by, but one of Logroño's crown jewels is Calle Laurel, which for the most part consists of just a few pedestrian-only streets with over 100 small restaurants, each specializing in a different kind of food. Just some of the items these restaurants focus on are jamón ibérico, different kinds of mushrooms, sausages, sepia, pulpo, and many others. On another day during this trip, we arranged a pincho tour with my group in Calle Laurel, which is considered by many to be the best foodie street in all of Spain. Needless to say, my people absolutely love this experience as it's a great way to learn about the often strange and exotic foods on offer and to sample many of them, accompanied of course by a small glass of beer, locally known as una caña, or a glass of wine. Sorry for the interruption, but when this video is done, be sure to check out my best travel tips playlist. There's a link in the description below. All right, let's get back to it. As we got closer to our destination, we started to see some beautiful street art that I just had to get some quick B-roll of. And then, after making a few turns on some back streets, we approached a 3-story yellow building with a big green door, and Chus and Ramon announced our arrival. Although La Trastienda is a private gastronomic society, through her father, Chus was able to arrange for our group of 10 to have a tour and lots of tasty appetizers, followed by an incredible lunch there. Chus was kind enough to show us around and answer all of our many questions, and the interior was accented with new and old photos of the members, as well as some beautiful wall paintings. These societies are often located in their own dedicated buildings, and they're owned by the members, sort of along the lines of a country club you might find in the US. Members reserve a specific date and time to entertain family, friends, and/or business associates, and then have a great time cooking up a storm. Another member allowed us into his domain and showed us a number of dishes he had working on the stove in their restaurant-grade kitchen. There were sausages bubbling in red wine sauce, some of the best and freshest chips I'd ever eaten, big green peppers covered in olive oil and lightly salted, along with a number of other tasty dishes. And these were just the appetizers. A few minutes later, we found ourselves sitting down at a large table, eating sausages on bread, sardines, green olives, and needless to say, there was plenty of beer, wine, and conversation flowing. Next, we made our way upstairs to the top floor, where the main event was to be held. The room was very nicely decorated and had a gorgeous ceiling, a big brick fireplace, and a beautifully set table. Plus, there was another small kitchen up there. Colorful salads of tuna, greens, tomatas, and white asparagus were already on the table, and needless to say, we all indulged. The wine continued to flow, and we slowly enjoyed our meal and each other's conversation. But next thing we knew, it was time for dessert, and unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. Stuffed and satisfied, we thanked our incredibly generous hosts and made our way out to our next adventure. Question of the day: have you ever been to Logroño? Have you ever experienced a meal at a gastronomic society? Let us know in the comments below. Well, I sure hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to join me on my next Northern Spain's Basque Country and La Rioja experience, then look for a link in the description below. I'd love to have you along. Next, head on over to the continentaldrifter.co website for more travel and photography tips and to get my latest download. Also, be sure to share the channel with other great travelers just like you. And don't forget, if you're in need of a great gift that helps support the channel, you can look for any of my pandemic, travel, photography, or Continental Drifter designs at my online stores. You can also head to Amazon.com to pick up either of my physical books over there. And remember, drifters, life's too short not to travel.